So I just took a shower and I was going to go through my skincare routine, and I already washed my face, but the first step is I use this refining foam cleanser by Skin Better, and it looks like this. And then I wash my face a second time with the Obagi New Derm Step 1, and it looks like this. And I use these little cloths to help exfoliate my face a little bit more. That's what they're supposed to do. But I was thinking today before, well, I was talking about it earlier, but I feel like I formed my thought a little bit better. Is choosing to be in a good mood really does go so far. And today that really got tested for me because I was getting waxed and waxed like my legs, my armpits, all my things. And essentially, no matter how you spin it, it doesn't matter how frequently you go get waxed or, how good your waxer is, it's not a comfortable thing. Like, nothing feels good about getting all the hair ripped off of your body. And basically, the whole time, it takes about an hour. So the whole time, you're talking and you're trying to get time to go by a little bit faster because it's just a better experience that way. And so basically, I I was really tired today and I wasn't really in the mood to go get waxed, but you know, I'm gonna go get waxed anyway. This is my toner. This is the Obagi Step 2 toner. Uh, and I use these little cotton pads. I should keep them this way. But essentially, step 2, or whatever step we're on. This is a hydrator. It's not necessarily a moisturizer. It's my between my toner and my moisturizer. And it's the Skin Medica HA5 Hydra Collagen Replenish Restore Hydrator. And it looks like this. This stuff is really good, and I also put it on my lips, and it helps to add moisture into my lips. But basically, when I go get waxed, we normally chitty chat and it helps pass time. And today I was just so tired and I couldn't feel the conversation. Like, I really had nothing to add. I couldn't I couldn't find anything to be interested in to keep the conversation going. And I felt kind of bad because, you know, she's just doing her job. But, sometimes you're not here for it. And the whole time, like, she's just asking me questions and she's being so upbeat and she's really, really picking up on the fact that, like, I'm I'm tired. And she's not like taking it personally or anything, which I really appreciate that. But she's just recognizing, like, I'm struggling to be in a good mood. And I was fighting it. Like, I wasn't necessarily being in a bad mood. It was just normally we laugh, we giggle, like, we laugh through the pain. And it was like, oh, um, next I use my this is the Obagi Moisture Restore moisturizer. But normally, like, we're laughing, we're joking, and today I didn't have it in me. And um by the end of it, when she was done, I was in a much better mood. Like, I was smiling, I was laughing, and it kind of, I don't know, like, that's probably not but such a relatable feeling, but there's probably something in your life that you go and do, and it does not matter how you spin it, it's just not a good time. Like, it's just not a good time. And it might not be like a negative thing. It's just, it doesn't necessarily mean it's fun. And it could be like literally getting up every day and going to work. Um, I don't necessarily relate to you, but I used to do that and it was really not fun. Sometimes it felt like getting my skin ripped off or the hair ripped off my skin. I don't know, sometimes, whatever. But then after that, I use Aquaphor. Oh, I didn't put any of this on my lips actually, and it's cold outside, so it's kind of like a necessity right now. But um, mm, Mm. But yeah, it's just apparently from a video I watched, and I've watched a couple different videos about this, so I'm going to deem it to be true, is that our natural response is to be, negative and not have a good time, just like our response is to not be positive. So if the natural response is to be negative, if you can just not put negative energy out there and just fight through it and then just be, neutral, that's step one. Because realizing that it is a skill to learn how to be positive, and it can go such a long way because it can make it to where everyday experiences can be better. Your work life can be better, getting waxed could be better, waking up at 5 a.m. to go to a workout class can be better. Like, if you can just choose to be positive and lighthearted and not be it really does go a long way. And it's once again, some stuff is just not fun, and it just kind of is what it is. But you might be thinking, Sydney, I do things that you can't even understand. I'm sure they're not fun. But I'm sure that the only person that's having a really, really bad time going through the experience that you're experiencing is probably you. Like, the person who's having the worst time, having a bad time, is you, because this is your reality and this is your experience. And you do indeed have free will, and you could just use that free will to try to be positive. Mm-hmm. It goes so far. It really does. And last, before I put these under eye patches on, is I use these little retinol dots, which I have to avoid this little spot because I got my face waxed and there's like a little red patch where I guess my skin was sensitive. So don't want to get that there. But yeah, also, shout out to the lady who does my waxing, because that is one of the main reasons. She definitely does a good job, but it's one of the reasons why I always go back to her, because it's, no matter what, just not a fun time. And she always makes it a fun time. Well, not a fun time, but like, we always have a good conversation. And sometimes, I don't even really have any recollection of the conversation when I leave, because I feel like I'm just kind of barely present, and I'm just talking to pass time by. But it's like, it's a good time. It's a very pleasant conversation nonetheless. And I appreciate her for that. And she reads the room. She really does. It's like a lot of emotional laboring. It really is. And sometimes we don't have the energy to do that, but if you can at least not go against somebody's hard efforts to make a time like positive, that can be good enough. That's kind of what I meant by not putting negative out there. Just, sometimes just be neutral. Because I've realized that sometimes I get in a bad mood, and like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I'll get in a bad mood, or I don't do this as much anymore. I've like really, I kind of had a conversation with myself and I was like, this is just so stupid. Like, why are you doing this? But basically, is you'll like get upset about something or whatever it is. Like, basically, the energy's no good, and all of a sudden, you decide like you want to be in a good mood, like you want to get over it and you want to go have a good time or whatever it is, and you're like, no, I need to be mad about this for a little bit longer. And it's like, does anybody else care that you're mad, or is it just like you sitting there not having a good time? And that's what these look like. They're little retinol capsules. And I'm gonna put these under eye patches on so that way hopefully it'll help with this spot. So I normally do them the other way, but I'll do them backwards. Or maybe I'll do 1 and 1. I always open these things backwards. Oh, they're the Hero patch things. I've realized that I should get more of some of the other brands where they use a lot less packaging, so that way I'm not just using a ton of plastic, but I've bought these and they're in my stuff, so I'm obviously going to use them. Basically, it's like you get in a bad mood and you're choosing to be in a bad mood, and that's exactly what it is. It's like at any point in time you can just shift your attitude, your perspective, your narrative, whatever it is you want to call it, and just like start doing whatever. It's like when you're sitting there and you're pissed off and you can just go, we're having a good time now. No more being sad. Let's have a good time now. And that's it. And sometimes you actually have to just like lie to yourself, because it's like, Sydney, we're not having a good time now. Yeah, we are. And as long as you believe that we're having a good time, we're having a good time. I think we're going to need a little detangler. I rinsed my hair quite well, but I like this stuff. It has little cotton candy stripes on it. Looks all cute and whatever. But no, that's literally what it is like you just say, like, we're having a good time, and then, yeah, we're having a good time. And that's what it is. And sometimes you have to fake it a little bit, or, go and fight to make that the reality. But, it's not that hard to get through that first 5 minutes, 5 seconds, maybe. Like, for some things, it could literally be 10 seconds of you choosing to just not be pissed off anymore. And then all of a sudden, it's all better. Life is good again. And maybe the problem's still there. The situation could still be whatever. But, like, you're not necessarily just sitting there living in a bad brain space, because that's the big thing, is that things can be bad, stuff can be not good, stuff can be not fun, but it doesn't mean that you have to be having these like big negative effects from it. Like, it doesn't have to tank your day, it doesn't have to ruin your life, it doesn't have to spoil your mood. It can just be a thing, and it's independent, and it's just that, and you react how you're going to react, and that's that. Oof. And sometimes it's easier said than done. I mean, it's not like I've mastered that, but I have gotten a lot better at it, and I've started to realize that life gets a lot easier if, instead of choosing how you're going to be feeling about a situation, especially when your initial reaction is always to be pissy and in a bad mood, it's way better to just stay neutral, positive, see what's going to happen, and then let what's going to happen happen. Boom. That's it. Okay. Well, my night routine is quite completed. And once again, I feel like I've ran my mouth enough today. So, I hope you have a lovely evening, and if you enjoyed my chitty chat, you should like and subscribe, because I would love that so much. And yeah, have a fabulous day.